You explain calmly, clearly, with good intent, and still the conversation tips. Not because you explained something wrong, but because you just walked into the explainer trap. This video is not for people who always want to be right. It is for people who want to understand why conversation escalate, even though they only wanted to help. Hello, my name is Sieg. I am the founder of NAVORES and the author of Talking Won't Fix It. A core focus of NAVORES is personal development, not in the sense of psychology or awareness, but in terms of biologically rooted mechanisms that shape behavior, communication, and human interaction under pressure. At NAVORES, we work with two basic ways people organize perception, connection, and inner stability. We call these systems Type A and Type B. These terms do not describe character traits, they describe different biological regulated systems that shape how closeness, control, and communication are experienced. The so-called explainer is not a rare exception. It is a very common pattern in social life. It does not mean someone who knows a lot or likes to explain things. It means someone who explains without being asked. And this is exactly where explanation loses its innocence. Because explanation is never neutral. Even when it is calm and factually correct, it always serves an inner function. It can offer orientation, but it can just as well stabilize control. From the outside, the explanation may look the same. Inside, it is something very different. When a person explains from a Type A system, this does not happen by chance. And it's not mainly about teaching. Type A is built around regulation, inner alarm, and experience uncertainty as a threat. Stability for the system exists only when the outside world feels ordered, clear, and controllable. Explanation is not the goal, it is a tool to reduce inattention through outer control. When this kind of explanation meets a Type B person, the situation can seem to work at first. Type B takes the explanation as an offer because it brings orientation without immediate pressure. At the same time, Type A feels relief because explanation creates influence and calms the inner state. Both feel agreement, but it comes from very different inner movements. A Type B person explains in a different way, not to secure influence, but to allow understanding. Here, explanation is not used to lead a situation, but is an invitation to look at something together and make sense of it. When this explanation attitude from Type B is directed at Type A, it is often experienced as unsettling. The explanation does not meet a system looking for orientation, but one that creates stability through control. The invitation to look together does not feel connection, but threatening, because it questions the usual position of control. It is not the content that is reacted, but the loss of control that the explanation triggers. When two Type B systems meet, explanation can do exactly what many people hope for in conversation. A shared understanding emerges. There's no pressure because no one needs to lead or dominate. Explanation becomes something that connects, not a tool of power. Between two Type A systems, explanation often creates a very different dynamic. It quickly turns into a silent contest about who defines meaning and rank. The conversation stays factual, but inside it is tense, because closeness is replaced by control. The explainer trap always starts in the same place. Someone explains, even though no one asks, and then wonders why the conversation becomes tighter, not closer. Explanation no longer supports dialogue. It hides an unspoken imbalance of power. In social contact, explanations do not automatically lead to understanding. They can just as easily be used to regulate insecurity, to secure influence, or to create distance. Whether an explanation connects or controls is not decided by its content, but by the inner function it serves for the person who is explaining.